Before any structure stands, a foundation. Before any practice begins, a framework. In Islam, that framework is 5 pillars, not metaphors, actions. The first pillar is declaration. It asks for nothing but the heart and the tongue. La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. There is no God but God, and Muhammad is his messenger. With these words, a person enters Islam. A child hears them at birth, whispered in the ear, and often these are the last words spoken before leaving this world. One sentence, a lifetime of meaning inside it. Some people think faith is complicated, but the first pillar says the opposite. It says the door is simple. The journey begins with honesty. Just these words, believed fully, that is the foundation. The second pillar is discipline. 5 times a day the world stops. Not because the world pauses, but because the believer does. It is called Salah, prayer. But it is not simply asking for things. It is a rhythm, a reminder woven into the hours of every day. Before dawn, the first prayer. The city is still. Most people are asleep. The one who prays stands alone, reciting quietly. Then noon, when the sun is at its highest. Work pauses, meetings wait, a few minutes facing Makkah. Then mid-afternoon, when the light begins to shift. Then sunset. For those fasting during Ramadan, this is the moment the fast breaks. For everyone, it is the time of the fourth prayer, offered with gratitude as the day closes. Finally, night, before sleep. The day closes with the same words it began with. Each prayer takes only a few minutes, but together they structure everything. They create a pattern. No matter where a person is, home, office, traveling, airport, field, when the time comes, they stop. They wash their hands, their face, their feet. They stand, they bow, they place their forehead on the ground. That position, prostration, is the closest a person gets to God, and it happens 5 times a day. This pillar trains the soul. It teaches that no matter how busy life gets, there is always time to pause, always time to remember what matters. The third pillar is giving, but not charity in the way people usually mean. Charity is voluntary. You give when you want what you want. This pillar is different. It is called Zakat, Purification. It is a fixed calculation. Every year, a person with wealth above a certain threshold gives exactly 2.5%. Not more, not less. It is a right. The money is not yours to keep. It belongs in that portion to someone else, and it cleanses the rest. The word zakat itself means purification. When you give it, the wealth remaining becomes pure. It reminds me that nothing truly belongs to the individual. Everything passes through. You hold it for a time, then it moves. This pillar also connects the wealthy to the one in need. No shame for the one receiving, no pride for the one giving. It is simply a duty. The right of the poor is in the wealth of the rich. And when that right is fulfilled, the community holds together. There is wisdom here. If everyone with means gives this portion, no one in the community goes without. Food, shelter, basic needs, all covered. It is not a tax. It is a spiritual obligation that creates social justice. The fourth pillar is restraint. 1 month, from dawn to sunset. No food, no water, no intimacy, no anger. It is called Ramadan, fasting. But it is not just hunger. Anyone can stay hungry. That is simply suffering. This pillar is training. It teaches control. When the stomach is empty, something else wakes up. The heart becomes softer. The tongue becomes careful. Patience grows in the empty spaces where food used to be. From dawn until sunset, the one who fasts lives with the awareness of what they cannot have. They watch others eat and drink. They walk past food in markets. They feel thirst on hot days, and they do not break. Because this is not deprivation, this is discipline. When sunset comes, the fast breaks with a date and water. Simple, then a meal. But the hunger was never the point. The hunger was the teacher. It teaches what the body needs and what the soul can endure. It teaches gratitude for food that was always there. It teaches empathy for those who hunger not by choice. Ramadan is also a month of Quran. The revelation came during this month, and throughout it, the words are recited day and night. Mosques fill with prayer, families gather, the Quran is read from beginning to end, and in the last 10 nights, there is a night called Laylatul Qadr, the night of power, described as better than 1,000 months. By the end of Ramadan, something has shifted. The one who fasted is not the same as the one who began. They have learned patience. They have learned gratitude. They have learned what it means to control the self instead of being controlled by desire. The fifth pillar is a journey, once in a lifetime for those who are able. It is called Hajj, pilgrimage. It happens once a year in the 12th month of the Islamic calendar, and millions of people gather from every corner of the world. They come from Indonesia and Nigeria, from Turkey and America, from the deserts of Arabia and the villages of India. They come speaking different languages, wearing different clothes, carrying different passports. But when they arrive, all of that disappears. The men wear 2 white sheets, no stitching, no labels. The women wear simple clothing, their faces uncovered. There is no distinction now, no rich or poor, no king or worker. Everyone stands before God wearing the same thing. It is an undressing of identity, a rehearsal for what comes after this life. They circle the Kaaba 7 times, that cube-shaped building in Makkah, draped in black cloth. They walk between the hills of Safa and Marwa, retracing the steps of a woman named Hajar, who ran searching for water for her dying son thousands of years ago. They stand on the plain of Arafat from noon until sunset, standing in silence, asking forgiveness. They throw stones at pillars representing temptation and evil. They sacrifice an animal and share the meat with the poor. And when it is done, they are considered reborn, clean of sin, starting fresh. This pillar is not a vacation. It is physically demanding, heat, crowds, exhaustion. But those who go describe something that cannot be explained. A unity, a sense of being part of something far larger than themselves. For a few days, humanity is one. 5 pillars, 1 structure. The first pillar is the door. The second is the daily rhythm that keeps the heart connected. The third ensures that wealth does not corrupt and that the community holds together. The fourth is the month that trains the soul to control itself. The fifth is the journey that strips everything away and shows what truly matters. Together they form not just a religion, they form a life built to stand, a life that remembers every day, in every action, that there is something greater than this world, and that every person, no matter who they are, has a path back to the one who created them. That is the structure, that is Islam. Here is something to sit with. Between these 5 pillars, which one speaks most to where you are right now? Is it the declaration that asks for honesty, the discipline that structures time, the giving that purifies what you hold, the restraint that trains the self, or the journey that calls you to leave everything behind? Drop your answer in the comments. And if this video added something to your understanding, pass it to someone who might need it. Sometimes the simplest reminders reach the deepest places.